So, we are continuing with the chapter force, and today the topic is force of friction.
Now we will see what is the force of friction. So you observe in your daily life when you push a ball, it covers certain distance and then it stops automatically. So why does it stop? So a force was actually resisting its motion. When ball was rubbing against the ground, and ground exerts the force of friction on the ball, and that's why the ball stops. Here in this picture, there is a pushing force being applied to a big box, but the box is in contact with the ground, and ground applies the force of friction and it resists the motion of the box. So we can now define force of friction as the force which resists the motion of solid surfaces which are sliding or rubbing against each other. So when the two surfaces are rubbing against each other, the force of friction comes into play and it opposes the motion of these surfaces. For example, you can take examples from daily life, like if you slide on a grass or if you slide on snow, what will be more easier? It is easier to slide on snow than on grass because snow will offer less friction and grass will offer more friction. We have defined the force of friction. Now we will see its two main characteristics. Firstly, the frictional force comes into play when the two surfaces are in contact. That means they should be in touch with each other, and hence we can also say that the friction is a contact force. Secondly, frictional force always acts in the opposite direction to the force applied or opposite to the relative motion of two surfaces in the contact. What does that mean? That it means that when the two surfaces are rubbing against each other, the force of friction will actually resist the motion of these two surfaces. Or you can also say that if you are pushing a ball, the force of the friction applied by the ground will be opposite to the direction in which you have pushed the ball. So, what causes the force of friction? If you observe any surface, like all objects and their surfaces are not even, if you minutely observe surfaces of any object, you will find lot of irregularities. Like the surfaces are not very smooth, it has abrasions, it has uneven structures. And when the two surfaces slide against each other, these uh, irregularities gets interlocked, and due to this interlocking the frictional force is produced. So when you push something which is on ground or which is in touch with another surface, the two surfaces start sliding, but their irregularities are already interlocked, and they will resist the force applied by you, and that's why the object will resist to move. Now the force which you are applying has to be greater than the force of friction caused by this interlocking of the irregularities. Only then the object will move.